Alright, we back in this motherfucker once again. You already know who it is. You already know who it is. Let me get my shit together. You already know who it is. I sure knew. Reporting live from the west side. Before y'all saw me, it was the east. You already know. What's up, Moon Spirit? What's up, Rob 313? You already know. So right now we're on the west side. That's the last time y'all saw me, we was on the east. Now we on the west, which is a completely different energy. We gonna say the title is lit. You already know. Y'all already know where I'm about to go with this. What's up? I see you. Peace, peace. What's up? I see you. What's up? What's up? So hopefully all this background noise isn't too bad. So hold on. So let me. We're not gonna be in here too long. I don't wanna take up too much time. I just wanna make this point. Cause I've been noticing, you know what I mean? I've been out here 5 weeks, right? Yeah, it's been about 5 weeks. So I've been on these streets 5 weeks, right? Studying every single day. Studying. Not out here bullshitting. Not out here getting involved with people who ain't on shit. Not out here, you know what I mean, chasing no bitches. None of that, you know what I mean? On my shit. 5 weeks. You know what I mean? I cut off everything and everybody. You know what I mean? Just to make it clear. Like I said, you know, no family, no friends, no phone calls other than business. You know what I mean? Just strictly on if I'm really about to make something of myself. And again, this is beyond YouTube. This ain't to prove no point to nobody. This is strictly what I'm doing for myself. I'm just sharing the process with those who care, you know, to tap in. Nonetheless. Now, they may say, yeah, this is a cigarette, right? Now, do I smoke cigarettes? Not really. But I've noticed that people keep giving me cigarettes. Now, if y'all have been tuned in to me for a while, y'all will know that I will always buy cigarettes because people would always be asking me for cigarettes, right? You got a cigarette, you got a cigarette, you got a cigarette, you got a cigarette. But now it's like, I'm literally just walking past people and they just handed me cigarettes. I literally got a whole pack of cigarettes of multiple brands just in my bag that people just gave to me. So instead of taking that on face value, I'm looking at the spiritual aspect. So I'm like, okay, let me look up the meaning of tobacco from a spiritual perspective and what it means. So for those who may not know about tobacco from a spiritual perspective, tobacco has always been used to communicate with spirits. Tobacco has also been used, you know, for people who have nightmares. You know, you will wash your face off or just bathe your whole body, then sprinkle tobacco in the water, you know what I mean, to alleviate your nightmares. So to mix tobacco and water is an ancient practice. Also, tobacco is poisonous. Now, we don't want to miss that point. Tobacco is poisonous. However, psychedelics are also poison. You can say mushrooms are also poison. However, it gives you visions overall. Tobacco gives you visions. Now, is this the reason why most people are walking around here smoking cigarettes or addicted to tobacco or nicotine? Not necessarily. Most people are not having visions. Most people are not tapping into any type of spirits when they do it. They're just really doing it for the sensations of how it makes them feel, whether it alleviates any stress, so on and so forth, right? So they're not doing it for the spiritual reason. However, you know, by me being on the West Coast, weed is legal here at this point where you can just go in, flash your ID, you can get however much, you can get up to an ounce of weed, of the best shit that you can find, right? So I'm starting to see a lot more people smoking. It's kind of crazy to me, you know what I mean? From somebody who has been smoking before it was legal, now I'm looking at it now, I'm like, the people you would never think is interested in weed, it just getting hot in the motherfucker. Like people you just like, yo, you don't even look like you're supposed to be smoking, but now that the laws have changed, you know what I mean? It's, you know, people just get into accord with, you know, what they feel is cool. But let's get to the point of the video, right? I'm just giving y'all little updates, you know what I mean? Because so every time I tap in, I'm gonna give y'all little updates about what's going on. So let's get into the title of the video. Now, why did I title this video, Life is Like a Vintage Pornographic Film? Now, I wanted to be classy with it. Now, I was thinking about life is a porno movie, right? You know what I mean? I was just saying, yeah, life is a porno movie. But I'm like, let me step it up and be classy with it. Somebody just asked me, do I smoke cigarettes? Well, I literally just explained it. Literally, I guess you must have just came in. I just explained it. Tobacco is for tapping into visions. So do I smoke? Not really. But people have been giving me cigarettes. So I'm looking at this, maybe this is a spiritual thing. You know, maybe I need to, you know what I mean, really do start smoking some cigs because people is constantly giving me cigarettes. I'm not spending my money on tobacco. I can't remember the last time I spent money on it, but people have given me cigarettes. Like, yo, I mean, maybe the beer, like, yo, you look like you need to smoke. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, let me just do it. Yeah, definitely, it helps with the visions, you know what I mean? But do I recommend it? If you're not doing it for spiritual reasons, then no, I don't recommend it. Like I said, I don't smoke every day. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, let me just light it up, you know, while I'm doing a live stream, you know, while we chilling. But I'm not smoking every day, back to back to back. Not even every week. You know what I mean? It's just whenever I want to tap in. Whenever I want to tap in, and if I don't have any weed, or it don't even got, I may mix the weed with the tobacco, so it ain't even got nothing to do with the herb. So, no, I'm not gonna cut back on the herb. I'm not cutting back on the weed. Now, if you want to cut back on the weed, you know, much respect to you, but I'm not cutting back. Now, I definitely will smoke every single day, but that's just me, and that's just me being on the West Coast. That's just me having easy access to it. You know, that's just me enjoying the process. You know what I mean? But I'm not anti-drug. So just to make it clear, so that's why whether it's tobacco, whether it's weed, whether it's shrooms, DMT, LSD, I'm not anti-drugs because I've done most of them, not the serious needles and all that. And you know, crack, I haven't did perspective of somebody who actually did it, not somebody who studied it and who wanted to speak on it, somebody who's actually partaken in it. And it has always benefited me. But that's because of the spirituality, not just because of the drug itself. Because if I was taking all these drugs and not be grounded in spirituality, I probably would have a different experience. But because I have exercised my mind enough and activated certain abilities that are latent in the mind that we all have access to, but most people's special abilities or superpowers are latent in their brain. But because I have put in that work, I have a different experience. So I can be smoking with somebody else. I can be sharing a blunt with somebody else, and I'm going to have a different experience than them. Now, Angel C, please don't get on here talking about, you know, your experience, because everybody has a unique experience. Don't talk about, oh, you're going to abuse it. You can say it's all perspective. Some people say, yo, if you smoke an eighth, if y'all even know the language, if you smoke an eighth a day, that's too much. Some people say if you smoke a gram a day, that's too much. If you smoke 2 joints a day, too much. But you look at motherfuckers who's smoking way more than that, and they're just fine. So it's not even about, you know, how a person feels. It's about what is it doing for you. If it helps you, then you do it. Cigarettes help people. That's why I'm not out here advocating people to stop smoking cigarettes, even though it's poisonous. To each his own, because at the end of the day, everybody has the freedom to do what they please with their own bodies, even if that kills them, even if it kills them. It is what it is. But again, we're not gonna make the video about tobacco and weed. That's not the purpose of the video. I just, you know what I mean, I don't want people to come on here and start passing judgment. Don't pass judgment. Allow people to live their life however they choose to do it. We're not here to kick religion. We're not here to tell people what to do. We're here to share our experience. So if it was too much for you, understandable. But don't say it to nobody else, because they may have a different experience, right? So to each his own. Now, let's get to the purpose of the video. Why do I call this video Life is a Vintage Pornographic Film? Now, if anybody is familiar with vintage porn, I'll just keep it like that. Because nowadays, you know, pornos are just, it comes on, then people immediately start fucking, right? That's how it is now, you know what I mean? 5 minutes into it, you know, motherfuckers is already penetrating. But with the vintage films were centered around acting, and they had a whole movie script, and they just so happened to fuck every now and then doing a movie. So you may have a vintage pornographic movie, and it may be an hour and a half long, and you may only have about 4 or 5 sex scenes, where the rest of the movie is some other shit going on. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is, I'm not necessarily talking about the 4 or 5 scenes where people are fucking. I'm talking about that the rest of the movie. That rest of that is, let's just say the rest of the movie. So it's a whole hour. Equate that to life. It's that awkwardness. For example, most people are socially awkward, right? Most people are socially awkward. Most people, you know what I mean, are walking around super horny, but they try to hide it. Most people are savages. Most people think on a base chakra level. Now, I don't say any of that to judge. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it to beat up on nobody, to say who's better, who's worse. It just is what it is. Because I'm just revealing what I see, not what I necessarily. This is what I see, but is this really what is? So if I want to know, is this really what is, I have to conduct experiments, because of course we are scientists, or we should be thinking like scientists. So when we make certain observations, we want to put it into, not put it into action, but put it to the test. We want to put our observations to the test to see if it pans out the way that we have been observing it, right? So what do I mean? So, meaning I can't even go to the library without seeing some type of pornographic woman, whether she is the worker or she is just, you know, a regular bystander that's coming in there. I can't even go to the library and have a normal day, whatever a normal day means, without seeing a woman coming in there like a porno star. I can't go. I've not went a single day without seeing some woman dressed like a porno star on purpose, not by accident, like she forgot her shirt in the car. No, she literally came out with the intention to do what she's doing. So I'm like, okay, this is just what women do, right? Not all women, but some women, right? This is just what some women do. They like the attention, right? Not necessarily. What do I mean by that? Somebody say you must be a Scorpio. Like, I don't. The zodiac sign has nothing to do with, you know what I mean, women out here walking around like porn stars. You can be any zodiac sign. You're gonna see the same thing I see, and you can't tell me different. This is tobacco. I know. See, everybody's asking about this, right? Let me just put this down. I'm gonna put it down. Whatever. But like I said, you don't have to be a Scorpio. I guarantee you see the same thing I see. I don't care what zodiac sign you are. You see the same thing I see. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me that you don't. There's not a single day you go without seeing a porn star, or a woman trying to be a porn star. Or we say it's not just women. We talk about men next, but we'll just start with the women. So what I'm saying is, I can't even go to the library and check out a book. I'm trying to educate myself, right? I'm trying to get up on my mathematics, my science, You know what I mean? My language arts, my English. You know, I'm just trying to, just self-educate myself, right? I'm going to the library, not thinking about anything other than education. I'm like, all right, I got to educate myself. Let me get familiar with these concepts, yada, yada, yada. So I can't go a single day. I sit down, I'm sitting down. And it's like they purposely, see, this is the thing. This is the thing about women. You know what I mean? I don't really talk about relationships and women and men too much, even though I'm very skilled in this area. But I guess I would have to create a whole different channel. But I have observed these things, as we all have our whole lives, right? You have observed male-female relationships your whole life, right? So you should be familiar with what happens and why things happen and why women do the things they do, why men do the things they do, right? So, because I'm so observant, and my peripheral vision is on point, so I can be looking straight ahead, but I see everything that's happening on the sides, even if I'm not looking that way. So I don't have to turn my head. I think they showed you that in a Chinese movie. I don't remember what movie it is. But the movie was basically saying, don't move your head side to side. Use your peripheral vision. So if you'll be able to see if something is coming from either side, use your peripheral vision. But if you're turning like this, you're making it too obvious, right? So you want to keep your vision straight ahead, but be aware of what's going on the sides of you, because that's where most of the things happen, because people think, oh, you're looking straight ahead, so that you don't see what they're doing, but you can clearly see what they're doing because your peripherals is on point. Let me continue the story. So what I've noticed is I can be looking straight ahead or down at the book or whatever I'm doing, looking at my phone, whatever the case. And again, this so-called porno star walks past, and they don't just walk past. They walk past, then they linger in the area that you're in. I'm telling you some real shit. They linger in the area that you're in. It's like they notice you. They may find you attractive. They may be feeling the energy. They may be feeling how much power that you emanating from your human vessel, right? So they linger in the area just to see if you will break your concentration. Basically, do this. They want to see if you're going to do that, right? So they will literally linger in the area, pretending like they're looking at the books on the shelves and all that. They're not doing any of that. They don't give a fuck about any of that. They just want to see if you will break your concentration. All right? This literally happens every single fucking day. Every single fucking day. It don't matter where it is. I just so happen to be using the library as an example. But because I'm so trained, I'm like, I already know. Like, I have studied women for so long. It's like, I can predict it before it happens. Literally, and that's another thing I noticed, right? Literally, every fucking video I do, have y'all noticed, it's like every live stream I do is like, it's always sirens. Sirens, it's every... It's every live stream, man. But this is just the Vegas life. But again, let's not get distracted with that. Let me continue the story. It's like I'm trying to be serious, but I'm trying. I don't. I feel like I'm serious. I'm too serious too often. I'll be coming on this YouTube, be trying to be serious. I'll be laughing. I'll be laughing to myself because I'm not really a serious person, but. People want to see some seriousness, or they'll believe you if you're serious now, but I'm not. No, not this time. This is definitely the number 3, Jupiter energy. Let me see. Okay, let's continue. I'm reading the comments, but I want to stay on point too. I want to get the point out before I start. The comments be all over the place, so let me stay focused before I get too deep into that. So let me continue. So I have studied I have studied women so closely at this point. Literally, I've dedicated so much time to studying women. I've dedicated so much time. Because why not, right? One life to live, why not? Why not study the opposite sex? You know what I mean? Why not? So, I know the tactics. I know the tactics, that's why I can pick up on it. That's why I can tell you what's really going on. Whereas most people are just oblivious. Or they make it too obvious. You know what I mean? You see a woman walk in with her cleavage all out, you can't control your neck. But she ain't really looking at the person that can't control their neck. She's looking at the person that is acting like she doesn't exist. Anyway, I'm not going to reveal all the secrets here. You know what I mean? Because this is common knowledge. However, let us continue. So, again, I know y'all probably still hear these sirens, right? So, I've came to the conclusion, again, looking at life from a vintage. Now, the reason I say vintage is because it had a storyline. It ain't just 5 minutes in penetration. It's a storyline. You got a whole hour of awkward acting. Hold on, right? Let me see if I can turn this camera around. I don't know if y'all can see that. There you go. Right? They just want attention, right? They just want attention. There you go. Just gave them attention. You know what I mean? You know, little kids, they just like attention, right? Because I realize, like, a lot of times it don't even be nothing going on. They just be doing test runs and shit. You know what I mean? It don't even be nothing going on. They just doing it just to see what everybody else. Let me see. See here. All right. It don't even be nothing going on. Anyway, I'm just letting y'all see what's going on around me. You know, this is just what happens on a daily basis. Let us continue, right? Well, hold on. He literally just stopped right in front. Hold on. Let me show y'all this one more time. So now he's just posting up, right? They just posting up. Anyway, just letting y'all know, like, every time I live stream, it's just like, they just like, yo, let's pretend like we're doing something, right? Anyway, we're not gonna let that throw us off. Let us continue with the story. So, getting back to it. So, because a vintage porno movie has at least a whole hour of awkward acting, this is exactly how real life plays out. Why? Because most people are awkward. Most people are weirdos. Most people have such sick fetishes that it bleeds all through their aura. See, most people may not be able to pick up on it, but I can pick up on it. Now, again, I'm not saying any of this, there's something wrong with it, because I don't mind it. So I'm not saying it's like, yo, things need to change, the world needs to grow up. No, the world can say exactly how it is. I'm just letting y'all know the things that I perceive, you know what I mean? Because I'm just out here every day, more than the average person, you know what I mean? Really more than the average person. So I'm seeing what's going on at 3 p.m. I'm seeing what's going on at 3 a.m. I'm seeing what's going on at 6 a.m., 6 p.m. You know what I mean? Because I'm just constantly in the field. So I see a little bit more than usual, right? Let us continue. So that whole hour of this vintage porno movie, or that awkward ass acting, because people have such sick fetishes that it bleeds right through their aura. And you can't really hide it. You know what I mean? As they say, you know, people who have their third eyes open, they can read other people's thoughts, right? I've gotten to the point where I can pretty much read thoughts. Not that I'm trying to, though. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's like I'm trying to do that, because again, I really can care less about infringing on somebody else's personal space like that. I really can care less about what's going on in somebody else's mind. You know what I mean? So that's not even something that I really care to do. Let me see what's going on in this person's mind. I can give a fuck. I got enough shit to do myself. However, I guess this is just a byproduct of, putting in that spiritual work. It's like I can read people's thoughts. And this shit is like, it's nothing special. I'm letting y'all, there is nothing special about reading people's thoughts. Because if you was really to see what's going on in people's minds, you would be like, man, this person is grown. This person is in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. You like, man, like the age don't add up with the thoughts. Right? It look hot as shit out there. No, it ain't even. I'm in the shade. It is hot. My chest is sweating. I'm not gonna lie. My chest is sweaty, but this is just Vegas. This is Vegas in the summertime, bro. You know what I mean? So somebody asked me, when is my new? Hold on, airplanes and shit. Hold on. Y'all already know when you in the field, it's like you just gotta deal. When you live stream, you just gotta deal with the happenings of everything, right? If this was like a pre-recorded video, I would just be adding all this stuff out like, yeah, let me try again. But you just got to deal with the happenings of what's going on. Now, somebody asked me when are my new classes jumping off. It's whenever y'all ready. I'm waiting on y'all to get on the level. I'm already here. Whenever y'all ready. Again, just hit up my email. We can get it in. Easy. You know what I mean? It's no problem. That's no problem at all. Again, whenever it comes to this knowledge, this is what I do 24/7. There's no problem. You know what I mean? So if you want a class, just hit the email, and I'll give you the information. So if you need any services, so let me advertise for a couple seconds if we get back to the story. If you need any services, natal charts, tarot readings, you just want to, speak on a one-on-one level, you need some questions answered, you're trying to get something together, whatever you need to do, just hit up the email, asharenew@asharenew.com. If you don't know how to spell it, again, you just look at the page. Asha at asharenew.com. There you go. Asha at asharenew.com. Whatever you want to know, again, classes, services, whatever you need to know, anything, just hit up the email. I'll get right back at you. You know what I mean? So there we go. So whatever you need, I got the work. Just hit up the email. Right? Now, hold on. Hold on, let me see what they're saying. Okay, so let me continue. So it's like I'm able to read people's thoughts now. So we already know, like most people already assume that men think about sex all the time, right? So that's why I'm not really focusing on the men, because people already kind of got men figured out. We're not really that hard to figure out. So most people already know, like, I'm already assuming, like, I just walked out the library and somebody was watching porn. Because how do you know when people's watching porn? It's like they looking, like, every time a person passes, they turn in their neck. Again, I'm giving y'all some secrets. Whenever a person is doing too much of this, that means they up to no good, right? But you can just stay centered on whatever you're doing. You ain't got to look about what everybody else is doing if you handling your business. So motherfucker was just watching porn as I was walking out the library. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So like I said, most people already assume men think about sex all the time. So it ain't no point even talking about, well, what do men really think? Well, you already know what we think. Well, that's what people assume, at least. You know what I mean? So I'll leave it there for now. But when it comes to women, people assume that women is somehow not doing the same shit. See, this is the thing with women. Women are a lot more evolved than men. They're a lot more evolved, so they're a lot more sophisticated. So it seems as if they're not doing the same thing when they are, because they are more sophisticated. So what do I mean by that? For example, you can say men are Scorpios and women are Libras. What does that mean? The Scorpio is just all about primordial energy, right? Scorpio is all about primordial energy. The Scorpio is direct. The Scorpio is bold. You know what I mean? So the Scorpio is saying shit like, you see a beautiful woman or whatever, somebody you like, a woman you like, you're like, damn, I want to hit that. You know what I mean? You're not thinking about, damn, what's going on in her mind? Or damn, what's going on with her spirit? Like yo, that body, them curves is on point. I like that. You know what I mean? You just thinking to yourself, like, yeah, that's, You know, I like to bend that over. You know, like imagine this was just a porno movie and you can just fuck any woman you want. Like any woman you see walking down the street, you can just bend any woman over. You know, this is what a Scorpio. This is like a Scorpio mind, right? Like I mean, I ain't trying to fuck the small talk, fuck trying to get to know you, fuck trying to take you out on dates and all this, and trying to do all this extra shit that I really don't care about. I'm not really trying to spend my money. You know what I mean? Let's just smoke, you know, eat some chicken and fries, some fucking In and Out. That's what's big here, In and Out. Let's just get some In and Out. Let's go to the dispensary, get an eighth of weed. Let's go to the In and Out. Then let's hop in the back seat. That's like, you know, that's what the Scorpio is on, right? The Libra, on the other hand, because the Libra is more mental, the Libra is more sophisticated, the Libra is thinking more like, they may be thinking about the same ultimate goal or the same end result, which is, you know, they trying to get their back blown out, right? However, they go about it in a different way. See, a Libra likes to be mentally stimulated. So a Libra is not just gonna look and like, damn, look at those curves. A Libra is like, nice curves. They acknowledge it. Nice curves and whatever they find attractive, right? So they thinking about it, like, okay, nice curves, that's cool. But I want to see if they got enough mental power to make me want them, regardless of what's going on the outside. See, Libras like to be strategic. A Libra is like, okay, I like it, but how powerful is their mind to be able to get me out my clothes just strictly using their words? Because a Scorpio can't use their words, because you already know a Scorpio is like, yeah, let me break, I want to break you off something, right? Scorpio ain't thinking too deep into the words. But the Libra is like, how can I seduce this woman or this man with my words? You know what I mean? How can I do that? Right? So that's what I mean. So a Libra, it's a mental game for a Libra. It's a physical game for a Scorpio. So if you put men into the Scorpio category and you put Libra into the women into the Libra category, you can understand male-female dynamics. So yes, women think about sex and getting their back blown out just as much as men want to do the blowing up the back, right? However, a woman is not going to make it that obvious. She can be walking around with her fucking titties out, fucking drugs, all that. She can be, but you still gonna be like, yo, nice titties. All right? You still gonna be thinking about like, okay, this is a woman. So she wants to be mentally stimulated and emotionally stimulated. Cause she, again, obviously, she's drawing my attention by revealing her body in that fashion. She knows what she's doing, but she was like, yo, I want to see who's going to challenge me mentally, because they're mentally on point. They're looking for a mental challenge. They're like, all right, I'm pretty sure like any man would love to bid me over if I gave him an opportunity. They think faster than that. So they're like, yo, who is up for the challenge? Because I'm going to give it to the person who can mentally spar with me. You know? They want to see if you can mentally spar with them. They want to see how vast is your vocabulary. They want you to seduce them with words they ain't never even heard before. They're like, yo, I didn't even know you can put those words together like that. So you put on your mental gymnastics, then you can have her. Easy, you know what I mean? Like it's not rocket science. This is just human nature, right? But we be thinking like humans are just so far evolved. It's not the case. You know what I mean? It's basics. You know what I mean? You master the basics, then anything metaphysical is just like it's just second nature. But let's get back on point, right? Life is a pornographic movie. Like I said, I can't even go to the library to self-educate myself without a porno star walking in, with this, like, ready for the shit. It's like, yo, Okay, I'll give you another example. You know what I mean? I can just be walking down the street. Then I stop at a red light about to cross the street. It's a woman on the other side of the street, right? She got on fucking leggings, right? She got on leggings, the type of leggings that you can actually see the pussy print. Or as they said, the camel toe. We just said the camel toe, right? We want to be sophisticated. Let's activate the Libra energy, right? The camel toe. It's clear as day, meaning she doesn't have anything under the leggings. She just literally put the fucking leggings on. So you can see any movement, anything, you can see everything, right? So most dude is looking, I'm not the only one that sees this, right? So most dude is looking at this like, well, this would actually, make you sexually, it'll make you sexually, it'll get the juices flowing, right? I mean, let's filter the language for a few minutes, right? It'll get the juices flowing. So if you have no game, then most men who don't have game, then they try to throw money at her, right? Oh, can I take you to get something to eat? Can I buy you some fucking underwear? Because I know you don't have one on. If they got some wits to them, they got a little wits. If they got a little courage and bravery, whatever. So I see the woman across the street, and again, I notice all this, right? So I'm like, now the light turns green. So she's supposed to cross, I'm supposed to cross. I fucking cross the street, but she literally just stands there at the fucking corner. Right? Most women don't wear underwear under leggings. Trust me. I'm already knowing. That's exactly why I'm making this video. I'm just letting people know that life is not what you think it is. I know I be super serious with these videos, but if y'all can take a walk with me for a day, come to Vegas for a day, and I'll show you life. You know what I mean? I will show you life. It ain't even the West Coast. It's Vegas. I will show you life. This is the reality of life. You know what I mean? The West Coast is all about no filter. The West Coast has no filter. You can say the East Coast likes to be sophisticated. The West Coast is the Scorpio. The East Coast is the Libra. That's why if you take your ass to New York, you're gonna see a whole different vibe. Now trust me, it's still going down in New York. It's still going down. You know what I mean? I couldn't believe what I was seeing in New York. However, we don't need to speak about New York right now. We can speak about Vegas. So let me get back to the story. So I cross the street. She's supposed to cross the street. She doesn't cross the street. She stands there at the fucking corner and she's just modeling herself. You know what I mean? She could have low-key been a prostitute, you know what I mean, just getting the work in. Who knows? But the fact that she walked to the corner and didn't cross the street was very curious to me. I'm like, you're gonna walk to the corner, don't cross the street. You're just gonna stand and model yourself with your no underwear having ass. With no bra either, just have like a white shirt on, stomach is showing, camel toe is showing. I'm like, okay. So I can't go to the library, right? I can't educate myself and keep my mind. I'm trying to keep my mind in the fifth dimension, right? I'm trying to be on the fifth dimension. I'm trying to transcend this world. Then you have women like this who like, I don't think so. You're not transcending shit. Because women are a lot more sexual. They're just a lot more sophisticated. Right? So again, that's why you can't just really come directly to a woman unless she's a prostitute, then she'll ask you for the funds. That's really the only way you can just directly engage a woman like that, just on a sexual level, if she's a prostitute. But if she's not, then you're going to have to get some mental gymnastics going, which isn't hard to do, because, I mean, how deep do you think the mind really goes? Let's just be real, right? You think you about to be talking to her about some fucking astrology constellations? and she's interested in that. Now let's just say she may be interested in astrology. She may know her zodiac sign, but you think she know about the elements and the constellations and how to locate Aries in the sky and how to locate Cancer in the sky? It ain't that deep. You know what I mean? So it ain't even, it's really no, it's no work. That doesn't sound right. There's nothing to it. It's like, it's easy mathematics. 1 + 1 = 2, right? So, saying this, because most people are socially awkward, it's like we're living in a pornographic film without the fucking. The fucking goes on. It just goes on behind the scenes. But majority of the time, what we're exposed to on a daily basis, here we go again, right? All right? I swear. Just look back at my live streams every single time. Somehow they get busy. You know, they don't be doing nothing. They really don't. But again, you have to observe that. Anyway. So, this is what they do. Women like to get you to think like a Scorpio, right? But they want you to engage them like a Libra. Now you can say, wait, doesn't this contradict itself? Why are you dressing provocative, but you don't want me to engage you in a provocative fashion? Why are you making my dick hard, but then you want me to engage you with mental gymnastics? But my dick is hard, so my energy is going from the mental to the base chakra when it should be at the third eye. What are you doing? The reason why they do that is because most men are stupid. Therefore, it's easy to manipulate them. Women know what they do. They do this on purpose because it's easy to manipulate men in this fashion to get whatever they're trying to get out of the man. Right? This is just basic game 101. They learn this shit. They learn this shit from their moms. You know what I mean? This is just passed down. Right? Let me see. Somebody say, why are magicians and spiritualists broke as fuck? I don't know who you talking about, man. I don't know who these people are. But again, I don't engage with spiritualists and magicians. You know what I mean? I don't have a 5, 6, 7, 10 people on my phone I can just call up, hey, what's going on? I don't engage. I don't know what's going on in nobody else's life, bro. I don't know what's going on in nobody else's life. I don't know what anybody else's personal situation is. I don't know what is in anybody else's bank account. So I really couldn't answer that, because I don't get into people's business like that. I'm not counting people's pockets, and I encourage you not to do that either. Stay out of people's pockets, because it's really none of your business either. Why do you care? Because you would be the type of person that'll see somebody hurting and just drive right past them. So it's like you really don't care either. So it's like you asking a question that you really don't care about either. Like, you're not gonna, like, yo, let me pull over and see it. Yo, I noticed that you're a spiritualist, or you're a magician. You need some help, bro? You know, I mean, I can, let's go to the dispensary, let's light up something, let's have it. You ain't doing all that. So it's like you wouldn't even be helping the situation anyway. So there's no need to even ask. Why ask if you're not gonna do nothing about it, right? So if that's what you are observing in your reality, and you're not broke as fuck yourself, then you should be trying to help these people. Why? Because if they are spiritualists and if they are magicians, they can at least impart some type of knowledge to you. You know what I mean? They can at least give you something helpful. But of course, you're not doing any of that, right? So I don't know. And I don't judge, because miracles really do happen. A person could be broke as fuck Monday, then have some money Tuesday. Oh shit, they got paid Monday night, right? So they can be broke Monday, then they can have money Tuesday. They can have money Tuesday, be broke again Wednesday. So it's all about perspective. But let's get back to the story, right? See what I mean? I don't, you know what I mean? People be asking all type of questions that don't have nothing to do with what I'm saying, and we can end up, I can start talking a whole 30 minutes about something I didn't even ask, right? Well, so let's get back to the story. So as I was saying, most men are foolish, so it's easy to manipulate them. So women already have the game down packed. So let me. I didn't even want to go this deep into it, but I will go this deep. But let me say this one point before I take it to the next level. Because men are so easily manipulated, women know how to play the game very, very, very well. Why? Because they have been trained from birth, from their parents. Mainly their mother, who has been playing the game a lot longer than they have, who got it from her mother, who's been playing the game a lot longer than, you know, and on and on and on, right? So women get the game from their mothers. A lot of men don't get the game from their father because their father was manipulated, right? So the father don't really have no game to pass down to the son because he's a fucking trick himself, right? Let's just be real, right? I mean, may not want to speak about it, but it is what it is, right? However, so women are more advanced, right? And again, exactly, right? That's if you have a father in the home. A lot of people don't have a father, so there you go. Most people have their mothers. A lot of people don't have their fathers. If you do have your father, then he probably ain't, you know what I mean? He wasn't really in the field like that. Or if he was, he, you know, again, we ain't got to go too deep into the dynamics. We know what it is. So, because most men are foolish, women know, okay, all I got to do is put on this sexy shit, and I got him. You know what I mean? It's easy. It's like, it's not hard. It's like, this shit is like, they've been doing this shit since they hit, you know, they teenage years. Like, you know what I mean? You go to fucking middle school, high school, you see the same, you can go to the same shit you see in middle school is the same shit you see at the job location. Because everybody know, most people out there have jobs, right? So just look at what the fuck is going on between the co-workers and between the boss and the employees. It's the same dynamics, same fucking dynamics. You got women coming to work with a face full of makeup on, being provocative as they can. Now, of course, because it's a professional environment, they may not be able to show the cleavage, and you know what I mean? They may not be able to go all the way in, but they're going to go as far as they can take it. They're going to push it as far as they can push it. Why? Because, again, men are foolish. So they're still getting attention from their coworkers, just like they're getting attention from their fellow students. This shit, you know what I mean? This shit happen. It don't matter what area in life you in. It's the same shit happening, just in a different scenario. However, like I said, if you try to engage these women on the level they're trying to take you to it, then they're gonna look at you crazy, like, yo, you don't talk to a woman like that. You be like, yo, I didn't know women dressed like that with the camel toe out either. I didn't know that it went down like that. But again, they're not gonna let you address them on that level, even though they're taking you to that level, just to make your brain fluids go down to your dick, make your dick hard. So now you're stupid, you're foolish. So they can get over on you. So, this is what women do. Do they feel any type of way about it? Absolutely not. Why? Because they've been doing it their whole life. Their mother been doing it their whole life. They don't feel no type of way. You know what I mean? What about virgins? It don't matter. Again, I didn't say nothing about fucking. They don't have to have, most of the time they're not having sex. Especially if you're talking about middle school, high school, you're talking about with your coworkers, you're not fucking everybody. Now, of course, there may be that one girl who's fucking everything. But that ain't most women, right? Most women ain't doing that. So, but most women, they know the game. Let's be clear. They know the game. Now, to the extent they use the game is on them, but they know it. They know it. Even if they choose to water it down, they still know it. They still know how to get sexy when they want to be sexy. When they want to impress a man, they know how to do it. Even if they suppress it. But they know the game. So they know, like, yo, they know how to get a man's attention. Like, it's not, it's, again, they grew up with a mother. How would they not know? All they gotta do is look at their moms. Look at the dynamics between mom and dad. You know what I mean? Or if it ain't mom and dad, it's auntie and uncle, grandma, grandpa, whatever, right? Again, friends or whatever. So again, women know the game. And again, this isn't to say that there's anything wrong with anything they're doing. So I'm not coming on here saying that women are wrong for this, because they're not. This is just life. This is life. It ain't about being emotional about it. It's just life. This is just what happens. But as men, you must properly arm yourselves, right? Because you already know what's going on here. But like I said, let me give you a secret though. So for all the men who may be in this scenario, because you know, shit, life is a pornographic movie. Everywhere I turn, I'm seeing all these women who want me to give them my attention. I see it all over the place, right? They wearing all this provocative stuff. They be speaking in sexual innuendos, if you even know what that is. They do everything to turn you on subtly. See, that's what they do. They're not going to speak directly like we would speak directly. They're not going to say, oh, suck my dick or suck my pussy. They're not going to say that. They're going to use sexual innuendo. They're going to say things that are sexually provocative. It's like speaking indirectly. In other words, they know women have mastered speaking indirectly. They know how to do it. Again, they've been trained. You know what I mean? They already got the game. They already got the shit locked. So by the time they hit puberty, they got the shit locked. Again, our stupid asses as men, we just walk around this bitch foolish. Because all these dudes out here is either tricks, they not around, or if they do got they got some pimping in their bones, they may not want to pass that down to you. They're like, yo, I want him to be better than me. I don't want him, breaking women's hearts and all that, and all this shit, right? They pretty much they didn't grow out of their player stage, so they may not even be revealing the game to you like that, right? So us men, we just walking around here like fucking idiots. Just being manipulated at will. It's like women use men like batteries. If they need food, they know how to get it. They need money, they know how to get it. They need a bill paid, they know how to get it. They need their car fixed, they know how to get it fixed. They just use men like batteries. If the man allows it. So again, I'm not saying women are evil. If the man allows it, then they will take the opportunity. But most men are allowing it because they just don't know no better. They feel like they need to get cool points to get closer to the pussy, even though they may never get the pussy, right? So men feel like they gotta do nice things and be nice and all this other shit just to get closer to the pussy, even if they don't get it. So, as men, I'm looking out for my dudes, right? Because again, women already, I'm not saying nothing that women don't already know. They may not admit it, but they already know it. Tell me I'm lying. But again, we don't really have any role models out here, right? Who's really playing the game like it's supposed to be played. So, let me take it to the spiritual level. So we've been talking mundane. Let's take it to the spiritual level. Women rule the terrestrial realm. Men rule the extraterrestrial realm. I ponder on that. I'll say it one more time, just in case you missed it. Women rule the terrestrial realm. Men rule the extraterrestrial realm. The fuck am I talking about? I'm gonna let y'all ponder for a minute. I'm gonna give y'all about 60 seconds before I explain that. Hopefully y'all, is it clicking yet? Is it clicking? Does it make sense? Hopefully it does. Does it make sense? Is it clicking? I'm asking y'all, is it clicking or do I need to go in? It ain't clicking just yet. I guess it's not clicking yet. Is it clicking? You kind of grasp it? Yeah, you kind of see where I'm going, right? See, I'm gonna tell you something no other man is gonna tell you, right? Cause that's what I'm here to do. I'm just, you know what I mean? Yeah, I guess y'all not really grasping it just yet. Y'all not really grasping. Sun and moon, yes but no. Yes but no. I see where you're going, but not in that way. Not in that way. Yeah, so y'all kinda it's kinda clicking, but it's like, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Okay. So allow me to be the first person to explain this shit. By women rule the terrestrial realm. What I mean by this is, repeat it again. I guess this may be rocket science. Then y'all got to pull out y'all fucking algebra books and y'all calculus books. All my college students, right? Women. I guess this may be the first time y'all have ever heard this before, but this is the first time it's being revealed. This is directly from the spirit. Didn't get it from a book, so I'm giving y'all direct revelation. But that's what I always do, right? All right, let me be serious. One more time. Women rule the terrestrial realm. Men rule the extraterrestrial realm. What do I mean? Because you have a lot of people that say men are, what do they say? Women came first, right? Women came first, so men are like degenerate women, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard this perspective. You know what I mean? Like men are degenerate women. You know, women are goddesses and divine and all this stuff, right? I'm pretty sure we've heard it. The black woman is God. You know, you got that movement going on. You know, we've heard this in some form or fashion. Some form of fashion. You may not have heard those words, but some form or fashion, you've heard this before. But let me make this shit clear. So what do I mean? Let's start off with the terrestrial realm. What do I mean by women rule the terrestrial realm? Right? What do I mean by that? Meaning, when it comes to this world, when it comes to the physical world, women have this shit mastered. Women have mastered the physical world. Why? Because of everything I just been talking about before I said this. They know how to get what they want, right? Women have this terrestrial world or this physical world mastered. It's not really a challenge. They just playing with this shit. How hard is it for a woman to get a job? How hard is it for a woman to get a man? This shit is not hard at all, right? How hard is it for a woman to get money? Right? These things are very, very basic. Right? It's not hard at all. That's why you see most women, you can say have their shit together, right? If they want to have their shit together, it's not hard to do so. It's not hard to hold down an apartment or a home, a car, and raise your kids, even if you're doing it alone. That just shows you how much mastery they have over this. You got women doing all of that shit by themselves. They raising the kids, paying their fucking rent, paying a car note, holding down a job, and if they in a relationship, holding the man down. What the fuck? Right? We see this shit more often than not. Tell me I'm lying, right? So this shit, they got this shit on lock. It is not a problem for them. Because we see it every day. They doing a damn thing when it comes to the physical world. They got this shit on point. It's not a challenge. They just playing around with this shit, right? They just juggling the balls and shit. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. It's like a circus for them. It's like a playground for them. Like, this shit is not challenging at all. Now, they may get frustrated with relationships that don't work out or some shit, but it's like, you think they have a problem getting men? Like, they just, well, he ain't work out. Let me go to the next one. Like, this shit is like, again, they throw men away like batteries. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Right? Women can endure more pain. Absolutely. They got to go through childbirth and all that. Right? So, We know this. This is not a secret. This is not a mystery. They have the terrestrial realm on lock. Now, when it comes to the men, which nobody fucking talks about, right? Because I guess motherfuckers just want to keep the game to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to, again, like, we always get the low end of the stick, I guess. However you say that shit, right? However you say that phrase. So people are quick to praise women, but not as quick to praise men because they feel like they shouldn't be doing that. Especially nowadays where you have all these movements that's all about women liberation, women's rights, women. We need benefits, we need this, we need that. We wanna get paid the same as men get paid, so on and so forth, right? So they got this shit on point. They not allowing no bullshit, right? That's why they can dress like a hoe, but still want to be treated like a woman, and still they want you to engage their mind, right? Only a woman can get away with that. Only a woman can get away with that. Because I guarantee, if it was a man walking around here with his fucking dick out, it's not many women who would engage him on a sophisticated level. Why? I fucking tried it. Now, no, I wasn't walking around with my actual dick out. But I walked around with a hard on. I'm being fucking real. I'm gonna tell you, I be conducting these experiments because I don't just be saying this stuff without evidence. So I walked around, you know, I just keep a visual, a beautiful woman or whatever, you know. I just keep something on my mind to keep me sexually stimulated. I just imagine myself blowing a woman's back out or something. You know what I mean? My own porno movie. Father's Day gets disrespected by single mothers. We already know. We already know, bro. Again, I'm not telling nothing that ain't already known. People just don't want to talk about it, right? But let me continue. So I'm walking around. My own porno movie is playing in my head. So I'm making sure that I'm sexually stimulated. You know? So I'm just walking around. So I'm making sure that you see the bulge in my pants. I'm making sure I'm doing this on purpose. Just to see. Are these women going to give me the same respect that I give them? Or are they going to engage me on the level that I'm pretty much telling you, yo, this is the level I'm on. Let's see what happens. So I literally walked around. It's clear as day what's going on. It's clear as day. And not one woman engaged me. Like, yo, I want to know what's going on in your head. Nah. What they're doing, they're sneaking. You know, women are very secretive and women are very sneaky. Modern day ninjas. So all they're doing is sneaking glances. I'm seeing, like I see it again. My eyes work perfectly. I'm seeing it because I'm doing it on purpose. So I'm like, every woman that's walking past, I'm like, they're looking down. They're looking at the bulge, right? They looking. They like what they see. Obviously, why the fuck are you looking? But not once are they like, yo, let me see what's going on in this guy's head. Let me see what the real deal is. Like, nah, they thinking about sex. Hold on. They're thinking about sex, trust me. Trust me. I did the experiment, so you ain't got to do it. But if you want to do it, you can. I challenge any man, walk around here with a hard on and watch how many fucking looks you get. I wouldn't encourage you, don't do it at work. You know what I mean? Don't do it at work. Don't fuck your money up. But just do it, you know, when you out in public. And watch how much attention you get. But it ain't going to be the type of attention that, you know, you would think. Like, yo, like they want to engage my mind. No, they not trying. They don't give a fuck about what's going on in your mind. They want to know what's going on in your pants. Right? They're going to call the cops. No, they're not going to call the cops. Well, they may call it at your job, you know what I'm getting? Like I said, don't do it at work. Don't do it at a place of business, but, you know, just go outside and be on the sidewalk. You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You do it quite often. That's what I'm saying. Tell me I'm lying. It is what it is. We know this shit to be true. Now, let me talk about why men rule the extraterrestrial realm. So again, I haven't forgot. So I'm just giving y'all examples of how the dynamics are, just in case you didn't have a father to break this shit down to you, or you didn't have a big brother to break this shit down to you, who's really in the field like that. So I'm just giving y'all what y'all, I guess, what y'all should have got anyway, but it's never too late. It's never too late. It's from a spiritual perspective as well. So that's why I want to add the spirituality. So why do men rule the extraterrestrial realm? So, as I said, we've heard all these stories where women come before men, right? Women are supreme, or women are better than men, right? We've heard all this shit before, on some form of fashion. Where women, so that got women thinking that they're better than men. And I'm not even saying that they shouldn't view themselves as divine beings. No problem. View yourself however you choose. However, they have a problem with you viewing yourself as a divine being. You walk around this bitch claiming you God all day. See how many women follow behind that. Let's just be real. So a woman can call herself a queen, a goddess, you know what I mean? Prostitute, hoe. But let a man walk around like, I'm God. I'm God on earth. You know what I mean? That's how he introduces himself. She said, hey, my name is Stephanie. I'm God on earth. And he's serious as fuck too. He's not lying. Like, yo, I'm God on earth. See how much pussy you get saying that shit, right? It ain't happening. Even if he believes this shit in his heart. But a woman can give herself any title she wants and still be, still have men submitting to that. Like a man will actually, I respect you, queen. I respect you, goddess. He's gonna go along with whatever fucking shit she's kicking. But it ain't happening with a dude, right? Why? Because we have to show and prove. Your words don't mean anything. It's all about the action. See, a woman has mastered words, right? That's how women manipulate men. They manipulate men with words. A woman can say whatever the fuck. A woman doesn't have any problem lying. But as a man, you're not allowed to lie. As a man, you are obligated to tell the truth 100% of the time. You don't have the luxury of lying. And if you are lying as a man, then you will be considered a feminine man if you can't tell the truth. Especially when it comes to women who are trying to get some ass. So, because of this, because men are degenerate women, what does that mean? We all know that women are emotional, right? So that must mean because men are degenerate women, that means they're not emotional, right? So you can say, okay, what was the purpose of men being created if they're just going to be degenerate women? Just to procreate? We're just here to procreate, like the ants. If you know anything about ants, most of the ants you see are female. Majority of the time when you see ants, they're all women. The men don't do anything. The men are strictly breeded to have sex with the future queens. That's their only purpose. And once they inject their semen into the queen ant, they die. They serve no other purpose but to give that sperm, give that semen to the future queen ant. Then she starts another colony of ants. So when you see these ants, none of them are men. The men are just bred to literally to inject the semen into the future queen. That's their only purpose. So is that our only purpose? Like we got the sperm, right? No. Let me tell you what the real purpose is. The reason why they say men are degenerate women is because we don't act on our emotions. Now, what is the purpose of that? Because women rule the terrestrial realm, it's hard for them to go beyond the terrestrial realm due to their emotions. Because they are emotional beings, it's hard for them to go beyond the terrestrial space. Because it's like gravity. They're locked down to this world because of their emotions. So it's hard for them to go beyond anything other than this world. That's why they have this world mastered, because they're just so connected to it. But as men, because we don't operate off of emotion, this allows us to go beyond the terrestrial realm, right? Because emotions don't weigh us down like they weigh down women, we can transcend. So that's why most of the gurus you see, most of the gurus, the spiritualists, the priests are men. The person who's speaking the word of God, most of the time are men. Because of that reason. Because we're able to go beyond the terrestrial realm. It's not to say that women can't. They just have a harder time. But because we have an easier time, it's just easier for us to access that realm. So, because of that reason, like I said, most of the time when the word of God comes through a man, most of the time. Not saying that women can't, but the word of God literally comes from the man because he's able to tap into the extraterrestrial realm or the angelic realm, whatever you want to call it, right? He is able to communicate with these spirits and these deities and gain this information that is unavailable to people who are locked into the terrestrial realm, right? That's why you have people like an Elijah Muhammad, you know what I mean, or a Marcus Garvey, a Malcolm X, a Malachi Z. York. And again, it ain't about what they did in their personal lives. It's just about the information and what they were able to do. So most of the time, the word of God is coming through a man because he can tap into that extraterrestrial realm, which is where God exists. I'm not talking about a physical being, your higher self, right? So a man has an easier access to that. So in today's times, and I'm not just today's times, but in all times, you can go back to the Bible times or the Quran. The Quran was revealed to who? Muhammad. The authors of the Bible were what? Men. Who was the Savior? Jesus. Who were the prophets? Men. Moses, Abraham, so on and so forth, right? Adam. You can go down the list, right? You see men all over this motherfucker, right? It's men. Whenever it's something, the word of God is coming through a man. 9 times out of 10. Now, yes, women can do the same thing, but most of the time they don't because they got other things to tend to. Like I said, they got kids to raise. They got to hold down this job. They got to pay this rent. They got to do this. They got to do that. They may be entrepreneurs. They got other shit on their mind. So they really don't have time to do it. And if they do have time to do it, again, I'm not saying that they can't do it. They just have a harder time doing it because they are just drawn to this world due to their emotions. Because we can turn our emotions off or subdue them. I'm not going to say turn it off, but because we can subdue our emotions, we don't have to deal with the gravitational pull that they have on us. So we can lighten the gravitational pull of our emotions so that we can start to levitate and connect with the extraterrestrial beings, right? So, like I said, tell me I'm lying. You know what I mean? I ain't told one lie yet, right? Go see for yourself. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there were not women prophets, but you don't really hear about them too often, if at all, because that's not really their place. The word of God comes through the man. So that, therefore, when we connect this to people like, again, priest all the way down to the pimp, the priest all the way down to the pimp, because they speak the word of God, that's how they're able to level out the playing field. So now, it's not easy for a woman to manipulate that, right? What about the woman that ruled over Kemet? Now, yes, I do believe there were women pharaohs. I do believe that at some point, even though a lot of people may not agree with that, but I do believe, women had the ability to rule. That's my whole point. Women have the ability to rule over this terrestrial realm. That's exactly what I'm saying. But when it comes to the word of God, When it comes to the word of God, that's most likely a man's place. 9 times out of 10. That's what we do. We spit from the throat chakra, right? We gotta spit game. In other words, let's speak hood terms or street terms, right? Ebonics, that lingo, right? You as a man have to spit game. You cannot operate off of the lower chakras because I say, when we talking about the extraterrestrial realm, we talking about the higher chakras now. As a man, the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra, that is your planes of existence. So that it balances out the woman who rules over the lower chakras. And again, it ain't about who's better or worse. Again, we all have the same chakras. But the domain of a man is the higher chakra, the domain of a woman is the lower chakras. So, as a man, you must be able to spit game, which is the word of God. Also, you must be able to see beyond the physical plane, which is the sight of God. So you must have the word of God, you must have the sight of God. Then with the crown chakra, that's how you integrate everything together, meaning you have to be able to be a Christ figure on earth, or as they say, God on earth. You have to be that in real life. But that's what your spirituality is for. Or you can either get it from the church, or you can get it out the streets. Because it's the same thing. It's just different planes of field, right? Exactly. Women are really attracted to intelligence and creativity. This is what I'm saying. This is why I said women are like Libras. You have to engage them from the higher chakras. Even if they walking around here butt-ass naked. If you're trying to get any attention, you have to engage their higher chakras. You have to stimulate the higher chakras. You have to. You can't stimulate the lower chakras. That's their world. You're not going to beat them in their realm, just like they're not going to beat you in your realm. So, when we look at most men, we don't see that, right? Why? Because most men has this mentality. They feel like they have to be the sacrificial lamb for their family. That's how most men think. I have to sacrifice myself so that my family can thrive. And yeah, that's why, men go to the army. You know what I mean? They put their life in danger so that their family could potentially be okay, right? Which to me is incorrect. Why? Because what's the fucking point? Because all she's going to do is just get another man who didn't get his ass killed. And I don't mean that in no disrespect. But that's just the reality. We just talking about hard facts now. So you go out and sacrifice your life. You go out and work this job. You do your 8, 10, 12 hours a day so that you can keep your family living nice. But you still operating on the terrestrial realm. But you feel like you got to be the sacrifice. So your woman got to raise the kids because you're never at home. You working 12 hours and you got to sleep 8 hours. You don't really have time to really be at the home like that. You just bringing in the money, right? Exactly. You just bringing in it, right? You take those penitentiary chances, then end up in prison and can't do nothing for nobody. You take that risk by going to war and you get killed, now you can't do nothing for nobody. So what does she has to do? She has to find another man, another battery, right? And then she has to find another battery, which she has no problem doing. Even if she was in love with you, you know what I mean? Love dies off, you know what I mean? She move on to the next motherfucker. It is what it is. Now you just in the grave and she's sucking somebody else's dick. Just facts. You know what I mean? It's just facts. So, in order to avoid the confusion, men master the higher chakras because that's your plane of existence. That's where you rule. That's your domain. That's how you become successful in this world. That's why you observe the priest and you observe the pimp. That's why I talk about pimping. That's why I talk about spirituality. People are like, yo, that don't have nothing to do with It's the same thing being manifested on two different dynamics, but it's the same core principles. Because let's just look at it, right? What does a pimp do? A pimp spits game and gets paid for it. A pimp doesn't work hard at no job. The woman is working. The pimp is spitting his game. He has that all-seeing eye activated, so that the money that he is receiving from the woman, he makes sure that he does what he's supposed to do with it, right? So, well, I would say successful, because obviously everybody doesn't do this. You got some people who have drug problems, so who burn all their money with drugs and trying to live a certain type of life. So that's not everybody. I'm talking about the ones who are successful. Look at a priest. Look at a pastor. These motherfuckers ain't working 8 hours. These motherfuckers are spitting the word of God and getting paid for it. Why? Because the word of God generates currency. Just in case you motherfuckers didn't realize that. That's why a pimp and a priest or a pastor can exist. When you speak the word of God, it generates currency. You can stand on the corner, on any corner, choose a corner, speak the word of God. I guarantee you're going to get some currency. Right? To want security physically and monetarily, absolutely. However, they don't need men to get that security. We not in the old days no more. We not in the old times no more. See, in the old times, women didn't have all the rights they have now. Like I said, women couldn't vote. Women, you know what I mean, if they would work a job, they would get paid way less. Those times are over. So a woman really does not need a man for security. They can secure their damn self, which is what they preach anyway, right? Right? They're independent, right? They scream that independent shit all day, right? So let them scream it. Be independent, support yourself. Get your own security, because that's what you want. Because that's what you see everywhere. You see that shit everywhere, right? Women talking about they got their own. I pay my own fucking bills. Take care of my own kids. And you are absolutely right. So that security, they can get their own security. You know what I mean? They marry Uncle Sam, Uncle Sugar. Hey, we know what the game is, but we don't want to be too crucial. Again, this ain't to beat up women. This is just to reveal the game on both sides. I'm just revealing the game. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You say bitches be claiming they independent but never offer to pay the bill when it comes time to eat. As I said earlier, women are masters at manipulation. They're masters at it. So if they ain't got to pay the bill, then they're not going to pay it. It is what it is. And if a man is foolish enough to allow that shit to keep happening over the promise of some pussy, then that's on him. That's why it ain't about karma. It ain't about right or wrong. It ain't about women being evil. It's just about you better play the game smartly. That's all it is. You just have to be gamed up. You know what I mean? You have to play the game. And that's why I'm giving men the secrets to how to play the game properly, so that you don't have to be subjected to what all these other men are subjected to. So like I said, you know what I mean? This is just the way of the world. You can be, like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's just what it is. Don't hate the player, don't hate women. Just like don't hate men. That's just the way the game works. That's just how it always has been working. That's how it's always going to work. It just is what it is. It's all about, are you going to position yourself in a position of power by doing what you're supposed to do? That's all it is. Are you going to speak the word of God and tell the truth no matter what? Are you going to be able to open up your third eye and see into various dimensions, and to be able to reveal the secrets and practice the secrets? Not just reveal it, but to practice it. To see the secrets and to practice the secrets, to download that new information onto the planet and be a living example of it. Are you going to be able to put in that work? See, that's how you thrive as a man. As a man, that's how you thrive. But you know, every man isn't a man, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? That's funny. You on 143 days of semen retention? That's crazy, bro. But yeah, you know what I mean. When you're not busting off all the time, you do have a lot more energy. You know what I mean? Because you just not busting off, right? Read the book Pimpology by Pimp and Ken. That is one of the books. You know what I mean? Yeah. He also has another book. It's called The 48 Laws of Game, I believe. Oh no, that's the Pimpology. Pimpology, The 48 Laws of Game. Then he just came out with another book called The Art of Human Chess. So if for those who are into Pimp and Ken, he got a book called The Art of Human Chess, also The 48 Laws of Game, Pimpology. So I know exactly who you're talking about, right? But you know, yeah, I guess they call that no flap. You know, it is what it is. But I'm telling y'all that that's still the lower chakras. When you're talking about semen retention and no flap, that's still dealing with the lower chakras. You know what I mean? So master that. If that's what you feel you need to do for yourself, because yes, you do need to be able to have control over your dick. You know, your dick must be treated like royalty. Yes, I agree with that. You know what I mean? Do not just be slanging your dick like it has no value. So definitely honor your temple. Absolutely. However, it's them higher chakras that put you in the game. For real. Because you can be a person who's not busting off. That's not going to necessarily get you in the door. Or I say it'll get you in the door, but it's not going to keep you there. Why? Because the moment you have a woman, you're probably going to be busting nuts again, right? The moment you have a girlfriend and you having sex with her every night, you're probably going to be busting. Unless you're just not. But you know, women are so, you know, ninja-like. She'll have your ass forgetting about that no flap instantly. You know what I mean? So, you know how the game go. Asha is going to be much more well known in the coming years. Mankind is evolving. You already know, man. That's why, you know, I'm chilling. You know, I'm not out here trying to chase fame. I'm not out here doing theatrics trying to get views and all that. You know what I mean? Because I don't need to. Like I said, you activate those higher chakras, you good. You good. You know, like I said, I've been out here 5 weeks. I've been in these streets all day, all night, 5 weeks. Do I look like I'm hurting? No, yes, I got my little beard going on and all that. No, but I'm getting my antennas on point. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's all about the show and prove. I'm just showing and proving. You know what I mean? So I'm doing a lot of talking, but I show and prove as well. That's why I have services. Again, if you need any services done, asha@asharenew.com, email me. I can get you right. It is what it is, right? But let us continue. When you retain semen, does the energy go to the higher chakras? It doesn't. This is my whole thing. This is my whole thing. Because people don't talk about it. That's the first step. What they're really trying to say is, because they also say this in Think and Grow Rich, right? Sexual or procreative energy can be transmuted to creative energy. Yes, that is very correct. You can transmute that energy you otherwise would have been wasting. You can transmute it into creative energy. That is actual fact. However, nobody tells you how the fuck to do it. It takes more than just not busting off. Not busting off is not, the energy is not just going to go up to the higher chakras because you want it to. You have to consciously direct the energy to the higher chakras, and you have to consciously convert the energy. That takes conscious effort. It's not just going to happen because you retaining your semen. You have to consciously pull it up through the chakras. So that's what I'm talking about. So for all my no flap motherfuckers, You have to consciously pull that energy up. Otherwise, you're just going to be a motherfucker that's just not busting off, which is fine, which gives you more energy. But if we're talking about spirituality, if you want to open up and further your spirituality with that energy, you have to convert and direct that energy upwards, which isn't just going to happen by itself. You have to, it takes conscious effort to do that. So, but that's why I'm here. So I'll let y'all know. So don't act like you doing everything you need to do just because you're not busting off. That's just the first step. That's just the first step. And even if you are busting off, you can still do the same thing. So it's all about personal preference. So just because a dude is busting off, he can still transmute his procreative energy and direct it upward as well. He can still do it. Why? Because it's not like you run out of semen. Let's just be real. You don't. Your body produces this constantly. You don't run out. You know what I mean? It ain't like, okay, you only got 3,000 times to bust off, right? After that, after you bust off 3,000 times, you can't bust no more. It don't work like that. The body is constantly producing it. So it's not like you run out. You know what I mean? You wake up the next day and you be rejuvenated. You be rejuvenated again. You know what I mean? So it's about personal preference. Personal preference. So don't look at one way as better than the other way. It's all about you. Some people practice Kung Fu. Some people like, what is it? Taekwondo. I believe that's how you say it. You have different styles of martial arts. You practice the style that's best for you. That's as simple as I can make it. Practice the style that's best for you. You already know. So, all right. I pretty much made my point here. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not going to reveal all of the secrets in one video. But I wanted to switch it up. You know what I mean? I'll be talking about the spiritual stuff too much. I feel. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to switch up the energy, give y'all some game from a practical point of view, from relationships, man and woman dynamics. Because I don't really talk about this stuff too often. But you see, I am well versed. Because again, all I do is study. You know what I mean? My whole life is just dedicated to observation, putting it to the test, and developing my own system that works for me personally. Then I can share with you personal experience. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing. So you already know. 1 drop of semen is worth 40 drops of blood. I agree. But does your body stop producing blood? That's all I'm saying. Your body constantly produces blood like it constantly produces semen. It's not like you run out. It's not like you run out. You keep producing it. So I guess, you know, motherfuckers act like yo, if you drop that semen, then you're not going to get it back. You're going to get it back. You're going to generate some more. The body is a generator. God is a generator, right? Generator, operator, destroyer, right? I believe that's what it is. Generator, operator, destroyer. Destroyer just means you're able to even out the playing field when it's time to even it out so that you can build, you can generate. So the body is constantly generating. So it's not like you're losing anything just because you dropping blood, 40 drops of blood. You're going to get the drops right back. You know? Many of those rules were made well before modern nutrition. Well, you know. That's why we're here. We gotta keep our scientists updated, up to date. You know what I mean? We strive to be fifth dimensional in your thinking. That's what I can say. Strive to be fifth dimensional in your thinking. Because all this 3D shit, you know what I mean? It's game over for that. It's game over for the 3D. It's game over. Unless you want to be how everybody else is out here. You know what I mean? Peace. What's up? So, if you're trying to be yourself, you can either be like everybody else, or you can be yourself. And yourself is a fifth dimensional being with superpowers. You have superpowers. You just got to cultivate it. They're already there. Your brain is already wired To activate it, you just got to put in that work. Can I do a video talking about fifth dimensional thinking? That's what I just did. I just revealed the fifth dimensional thinking by letting you know that as a man, you rule over the extraterrestrial realm. And I correlated that to the chakras, the higher chakras. That is fifth dimensional thinking. You're not going to hear that from no third dimensional motherfucker. They're not going to tell you that. But if you want further information about the fifth dimension, it's about going inward. So when I say dimension, I'm not talking about up or down, higher or lower. I'm talking about inwardly. So when we're talking about the fifth dimension, you're going further inside of self. And the further you go inside of self, more secrets are revealed to you. This is the purpose of meditation. I'll reveal one more secret. And we'll wrap this shit up. The last secret I will reveal is most people, when it comes to meditation, because people trying to catch up now. People trying to catch up. Like, okay, let's meditate. Let's go to a yoga class. Fuck all that. I'm gonna ask y'all before I reveal the secret. Why do you meditate? For all my people that do meditate, what is your reason for meditation? All right? What is your reason for meditation? Because I want to see how deep y'all have thought about meditation. What is your reason for meditation? I want y'all to put it in the comments. Let me read some comments and I'll reveal the secret to let y'all know what the real deal is. So I'll give y'all some time to think about it. Give you about 60 seconds. Ponder on that. Why do you meditate? Or what is the purpose of meditation? What is the purpose? So y'all take a little time to ponder on that. But while y'all pondering on that, I guess I can keep talking. So yeah, the fifth dimension is about going inwardly. Go further inside of self. The further you go inside of yourself, the more reality will start to reflect who you are instead of the reality that we've been given. Because this is the reality we are in. We have been given a reality that is contrary to facts. In other words, we have been given a stimulation, a computer stimulation that is not based on facts. Because fifth dimensional thinking is we can manifest from sound to matter. That's an actual fact, right? That's an actual fact. But most people don't know that. Most people don't know the process, right? So we have been given a reality, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We can go deeper into all the falsities, all the falsified information, but we ain't gotta go too deep right now. So we have been given a reality that's false, and the deeper we go into self, we start to learn the truth, which is sound creates matter. Most people don't know that. So most people are living life contrary to that. So that's why most motherfuckers are pushing their limits, trying to work harder instead of trying to work smarter, because they're living in a false reality still. So. But I see that y'all answered the question. So, what y'all saying? Insight clears anxiety, relaxation, clarity of thoughts, improve focus, control over mind, more awareness over the body, getting energy to flow around more smoothly, to connect to your true fifth dimensional self, visions and ideas going beyond the monkey mind. All right. Now, all of those things are correct. All those things are correct. But what I will say is this. All of those things are after effects of meditation. An after effect of meditation relaxes you, eases your anxiety, helps you to tap into self. Those are after effects of meditation, but that's not the reason for meditation. The true reason for meditation is to attain power. Plain and simple. The true reason for meditation is to obtain power. If you ever hope to have any power in this world, you have to do it through meditation. You have to. I keep saying that this is gonna be the last secret. I'll give you another fucking secret, right? I'll give you another secret. You have the old world, then you have the new world. In the old world, people had to kill to gain power because it's power in the blood. So, when we look at the streets, why is there so much bloodshed in the streets? Because they still are on that old thinking. What do I mean by that? For example, there's a chain of command, right? Again, I want to make this as clear as possible, but I know it's still going to go over people's heads if you have not seen this for yourself. But that's why I talk about the streets so much, because just in case you haven't seen it for yourself, or if you don't know how the streets work, I'm helping you to understand it, not so that you can engage in it, just so you can have an understanding of it on an energetic level, from an energy level. So from an energy level, this is what happens. So let's just say you a young dude coming up. You want some money in your pocket. Everybody around you is selling crack. So the only way for you to get some money in your pocket, you're going to have to sell some crack. However, you have no money in your pocket. So what do? Now you got to go to your mans, right? You're like, all right, I'm trying to get my feet wet, yo. So your man is going to direct you to the head dude in charge, right? The man with the power. The man with the power, the man with the bag. Because the man who has the power has the bag. So you have to go to him. So you go to the head dude in charge, right? So you let him know, like, yo, I'm trying to get put me on. So what he's going to do, he's going to like, all right, I'm going to front you this coke. And I only want this certain percentage back from it. And we good. So from that point on, you should have enough to re-up, for yourself. And I don't have to give you nothing else. So this is how the game goes. So he's fronted a bag or a pack. He gets fronted. He goes out, he sells his work. He makes the money back. He pays back what he owes. And he still has enough money to re-up and get another pack and make a profit off of that, you know what I mean? And it slowly builds up. Right? Now, the reason for the drama in the streets is some motherfuckers don't pay back. So and so fronted you your work. You got fronted some work. They say, all right, I just want this much back from it. Because they ain't really tripping about the money. They got money, they got power. They just want to see you come up. They want to see you having money in your pocket. So even though these people are selling crack, they're breaking the law, they still want to see you shining. Just to let you know how the dynamics of the street work. Even though everybody around here is doing illegal activity, I still want to see you shine. And anybody from the streets understand that philosophy. You want to see somebody who look like you, fresh, with money in their pocket, have women, driving nice, their families taken care of, they're good. Because we know how this world is. We live in a wicked world. However, the problems come when the money is not paid back. It ain't about the amount. It's about the principle. Why? Because if one person doesn't pay you back, and word gets around that person didn't pay you back and you didn't do anything about it, then you start to lose respect. So in order for you to maintain your respect or your reputation, you have to do some harm to this person to let them know that I am not the one to be played with when it comes to my money. Okay? So they said, all right, until you pay me back, every day I see you or somebody who knows me sees you, we're going to draw blood, meaning we're going to beat your ass till you bleed, and we're going to beat your ass every day until you pay me back what you owe. Now, for some people, like, all right, I'm just not going to come around here no more. Well, we know that all of the top dogs, they know other top dogs in other regions of the city. So it ain't about, okay, I'm about to go from one hood to the next hood. Because if you go to another hood, most likely that top dog knows a top dog that you owe money to, and he just get a top dog call like, yo, I see so-and-so. All right, now his dudes is going to beat your ass. So basically, unless you move to a whole nother state, you're going to have problems in that city you're in until you pay back what you owe. There is no running. There is no escape. Why? Because it's about the principle. You don't get to go around owing people money. That's a no-no. That's how people get hurt. So, after this has happened enough times, or some people go straight to, all right, I'm going to take your life. I'm going to take what you owe me in blood. Why? Because blood has energy. There's energy in the blood. So like, all right, you don't want to pay me? All right, well, you're going to die in 24 hours. If I don't have my money in 24 hours, then I'm going to take what you owe me in the form of blood, in the form of the energy that is going to come out of you. Because when you kill a person, you absorb their energy. Okay, maybe I'm going too deep. But, you know, hopefully y'all understand. When a person is murdered, being a magician, you can absorb this person's energy. So you owe, let's just say you owe this person 10 racks, 10 bands. You don't pay them. They kill you. They absorb that energy, which is worth way more than 10 bands, right? Because energy, you can say energy is currency, right? The real currency is energy. So when they kill you, they absorb your energy and they gain more power from the energy that they absorb from you. So this is the old ways, which is still relevant today as well. That's why you have in the streets and all that. That's why it's so much drama, because it's mainly over money. It's over money mainly. Now, of course, sometimes it's over gangs, gang banging and colors and all this and sets. But most of the time it's over money. So, in the new age, we have learned that, okay, if you want to amass high levels of power and high levels of energy, it's not about killing somebody else to do it, because that's how you had to do it. If you wanted to amass power, yes, exactly. This is politics as well. But if you wanted to amass power, you had to take life. That's why people made animal sacrifices back in the day as well, and they still do it to this day. That's why Muslims only eat halal meat, because the animal is killed in a certain way, right? To absorb the energy. But again, the most Muslims don't even really know about that part anyway, but let's continue. So, in today's times, in the new age, the way to amass energy and power is through meditation. Through meditation, you can amass power. Why? Because you make your body a vessel. The deeper you go into meditation, your body becomes a vessel. It's just like, for those who saw Dragon Ball Z, Goku and the Spirit Bomb. You have had to see Dragon Ball Z, right? So, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, you don't know about Goku and the Spirit Bomb, just look it up on YouTube. That'll take a couple minutes out your day. Type in Goku Spirit Bomb. That's what it's talking about. Through meditation, Goku, through meditation, he was able to amass a spirit bomb, which is he was able to pull energy from the trees, the water, the animals, other humans. He was able to pull energy from the natural resources of the earth and gather it all together and create a spirit bomb. That's what we do nowadays, having access to this new age information. We can pull energy from the natural resources of the earth and amass power. And the more power you have, the more energy you have, that can equate. It's a currency. See, energy is a currency. So that it can equate to money. that can equate to women, that can equate to having a high position, that can equate. You can, however you want to use the currency is up to you, but you have it, right? So, because we're in a new age, we don't have to sacrifice people anymore. Now, of course, people still do it, but I just laid down a foundation so y'all can understand why people do it. This is why people kill people, because they can absorb the energy from other people, and again, they can amass power from that. That's why. And again, so because a lot of people think it's random, like it's just a lot of people randomly getting killed. It's never random. Now, yes, somebody could get hit with a stray bullet or something like that. That's possible. But most of the time, the person that's coming with the guns anyway, trying to shoot a particular person is most of the time it's over some money. Now, yes, you have some stupid motherfuckers who's killing over women, or who's killing over minor shit that don't have nothing to do with energy. But you know, that's motherfuckers who have not tamed their dicks, so they killing over a woman. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But I just want to lay the foundation down. This is why that type of shit goes on, and why it will continue to go on, because it's all about, where do you want to be? Do you want to be in the third dimension? Do you want to be in the fourth dimension? Or do you want to be in the fifth dimension? If you want to be in the third dimension, then you have to resort to street activity to amass power. If you want to be in the fourth dimension is like martial arts, like being on your Bruce Lee shit. The fourth dimension, you know what I mean? You master your body, having mastery over your body. The fifth dimension is like having mastery over your mind, the higher chakras. You know what I mean? So it's just really all about, how do you want to play the game of life? There's many different ways to play the game of life. You choose the path that you want to walk down. It ain't about right or wrong. It's not about good or bad. It's all about, energy can take whatever form that you want it to take it. You want it to take. But you must have power. How you get that power is up to you, but you must have power. You can't manifest anything without power. So I want to say it one more time. Meditation, it's the after effects of meditation, about, you know, common anxiety, you know what I mean, making you feel good, giving clarity of thought. Those are after effects, but that's not the purpose. The purpose is to gain power, to create a spirit bomb, to make your body a vessel to receive energy so that you can gain currency. And what you do with that currency, it can be translated into money or whatever else you want it to be translated to. This is just high mathematics. That's why I always emphasize, if you want to be successful in this world, you have to have a high mathematical proficiency. I say this all the time, whether you reading my YouTube community posts, you on my Facebook, or you on my Instagram, I'll always talk about having a high mathematical proficiency. This is high mathematics. Whenever you're going beyond the third dimension, you're talking about high mathematics. It's high mathematics to operate on the higher chakras. You know what I mean? So, I know I had this cigarette literally the whole video. That just goes to show, like, I'm not really a smoker like that. I should have been lit this up. But all right, you know, I'll be on here a couple more minutes. So if y'all want to ask some questions, ask. So I'm gonna take these last couple minutes. I'm gonna light up this cig. You know what I mean? Tune in, and we're gonna go about our day in the third, fourth, and fifth. Because I'm not here to judge. However you choose to amass power is up to you. It's up to you. You know what I mean? Because everybody has a right to choose their fate. It ain't about, you know what I mean, like, I want people to go a certain path. I'm just giving you the game. I'm laying down the foundation. I'm giving you the plays. Now you choose. You choose how you want to play it. You know, so let me see what my lighter is. Hold on. Give me 1 second. What I did with it. Alright, sure. Have I ever worked with or made ormus? No, I haven't. I know what it is, though. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't worked with it personally. So we're going to dedicate this. You know, again, tobacco is to help you communicate with spirits and to connect with spirits. So I'm all around the tree. I'm all around tree spirits. Let me turn the camera one more time. I'm all around trees, right? I'm in a secluded location. I'm all around trees. So you see trees all over this motherfucker, right? So whenever you see trees, you know that you're dealing with the fairy spirits, the fairy kingdom, right? So I'm gonna dedicate this sig to tapping into the fairy kingdom. So once I get off the video, I'm gonna go into a meditation. You know what I mean? Connect with the fairies, cause they've been coming to me in dreams and all that. I haven't even been. I was gonna talk about my dreams in this video, but literally like an hour before I made this video, I was like, all right, let me not be so serious this time. You know, still be educational, still be spiritual, but just not so serious. So that's, you know what I mean. So I was gonna talk about my dreams and what's been going on. I've been having some profound dreams. When you sleep under the stars, I don't know. I guess it's just something about sleeping under the stars. You just have profound dreams. I can't even explain some shit. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't see like you be in a dream and your vision starts to change. Like I start seeing things in 4D and 5D. It's like everything starts off as 3D. Then it's like my vision, everything just starts being emphasized. And the shit started getting scary. Because you never seen no shit like this. You being a res you never even seen before. Like it's but I'll leave that for another video. I'll leave it for another video. How do you store this power energy? The body is a vessel. The body is a vessel. So the same way you breathe, you can say, all right, a quick way to gather energy is to practice dragon breath. For those who don't know what the dragon breath is when you breathe fast, right? When you breathe fast, you do that, right? That's a quick way to gather energy. So you can store energy in your lower dantian, which is 2 inches below your navel or your belly button. You can store energy in your lower dantian. If I'm saying that right, I'm pretty sure I am. So if you want to store the energy, focus. When you are gathering energy, where you're doing your dragon breath or you're doing your meditation, focus on storing your energy 2 inches below the belly button. And you can store your energy there. Now, is there other places to store energy? Of course, but just to answer your question. So you can store energy in your lower dantian. I don't know, how do I even know that, right? Anyway, do you think it's true that the universe is vibrating so loud we can't hear it? Well, yeah, you can say it's vibrating on a level where it's either lower than the human hearing capabilities or higher. It's either lower or higher. We can only hear a certain spectrum of sound. We can only hear a certain spectrum. So yeah, either things are vibrating above or below to the point where we can't perceive it. So yes, because everything is vibration. That's a universal law. Everything is vibrating. So when you say the universe is vibrating, that's everything. That's the trees, that's the concrete, that's you, that's me, that's the other people across the street, that's everybody rolling around in their cars, that's everything. So do you hear vibration? Nah, but can you feel vibration? For all those who have astral travel, you know what it is when you feel the vibration. You know what I mean? You can feel the vibration. You may not be able to hear it, but in certain instances where you can hear it, just depending on how deep you went into your astral travels, So there's certain frequencies you can hear. Let me light this up though. Let me light up. So give me 1 second. Let me put this phone down. Let me light this up. I may be able to hold it with one hand. Hold on. See how I can do this. So you already know. Definitely, I enjoy having a communication with everybody. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even say revealing the secrets. I'm being drawn to reveal the things that have been revealed to me so that it can benefit those who choose to practice it. But that's all I want. I just want people to practice. You know what I mean? Use this information and put it into practice so that you can see what I see You know what I mean? So it won't be a theory. So you know it to be true. So if anything, if you doubted anything that came out of my mouth, I encourage you to put it into test and to see for yourself that you know, like, yo, this shit is real. What I've been told all my life is not real, but what I've been told right now is real because it works. You know what I mean? I've been struggling all my life, but now that I know about, you know, this fifth dimensional information, this fourth dimensional information, I don't have to struggle as much. I can live life on a whole different frequency. I can truly make something out of nothing, sound into matter, manifesting directly out of thought. Hold on. Alright, this lighter is not gonna do it, so give me 1 second. So I have another one. There it is. There we go. Alrighty. So for all my smokers, always set intentions before you smoke. Never smoke haphazardly, because you know it helps you get into a meditative state. So you know you smoke to open up your meridians. Smoking opens up the meridians so that you can store energy. Right? For those who know about the meridians. You know, I'm going to answer the questions in just a second. I just want to take a few puffs. So open up those meridians. You already know. Take one more puff. All right, thoughts on keeping or destroying sigils. It all depends on what the intention is. It depends on what the intention is. Some people do sigils for a specific result. Then some people do sigils for, you know, a continued result. So it all depends on why you create the sigil. Did you create it for a specific reason, or did you make it, you know, as like a charm that you can just carry around and it enhances something in your life? So it all depends on why you made the sigil. Tobacco strong than a motherfucker. So then you say about the method where you cross out the vowels. Yeah, you know what I mean? It all depends. Yeah, because the whole reason why people cross out the vowels is because the older languages didn't deal with vowels. So that's why they cross out the vowels. So that's like connected with the arcane arts. When you cross out the vowels, when you actually want to put words, like you write it out, cross out the vowels. So it all depends on why you created the sigil. For a continued result or for a specific reason. So if you do it for a specific reason, once you accomplish that reason, then there's no need for the sigil anymore. It served its purpose, so you burn it. But if it's for a continued result, then, you know. But you can also do mantras for that if you don't want to create sigils. All right. How do we stop being so emotional? Well, you have to understand what emotions are. So I'm going to ask you, to the person that asked that question, what are emotions? And I want you to give me your answer. Because once we have defined what emotions are, then we can see how do you tame them. So what are emotions? So while you answering that, I'll answer the next question. You're a good dude, may you get everything you wish for? You already know. Every man is responsible for themselves, right? Every man is responsible for themselves. So we must create our reality, because ain't nobody gonna do it for us. Ain't nobody else gonna put in the work that you have to put in for yourself. Nobody else is gonna make the sacrifice you're willing to make. So you must be the sole controller of your reality. You slept under the full moon the other night, had a good effect. You already know, man. Or, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but you already know. Sleep under the stars. But, a lot of people not going to do that because they're afraid. I'm not sleeping outside with all these insects and all these, drug addicts and all that. They're afraid. So they're not going to do it. But, face your fears. And then get at me, right? You already know, motorsport. Face all your fears, then get at me. We can have a conversation once you face your fears, because you're going to see reality from a completely different perspective. You already know. And that's why anybody who don't see what I see, they got to deal with their fears. So this is also me dealing with a fear, you know what I mean? I didn't know, I wasn't comfortable sleeping outside. But I'm like, let me face my fears. What's the worst that can happen, right? And yeah, dog, I done been robbed before and all that. All experiences ain't been good. I done been robbed and all that shit. Not at gunpoint, but I done had people take shit from me. But it's all material. I'll just get it back. You know what I mean? I ain't tripping. Cause you just don't. You're not attached to the material plane, cause you can just get it again. See, for them it's just a quick come up. For you is, you got an infinite source of that. They still operating on the old ways of thinking, so they feel like they got to take from you, but they never truly come up because they got to keep taking. See, that's the difference. You know what I mean? If you're a robber, you got to keep robbing, because if you stop robbing, then you don't have no energy. So, but to a meditator, you can keep getting the power. There is no limit. All right? Let's see. Yeah, Ian is going in. Ian is going in right now. I appreciate the add-on, Ian. He's going in. I'm guessing, do you think it's possible to resume a dream that you've already woken up from, like constantly going back to continue that experience? Yes. You just have to be familiar enough with where you was. Say, for example, this is what happened with most people. See, most people, when they go to sleep, they are magnetized to a particular place in time and space based on what they were thinking before they went to sleep. Because most people have no idea what they was thinking before they went to sleep, they don't know how they ended up where they was when they was having dreams. So, if you can remember where you was, then all you gotta do is think about that location once again, and you can magnetize yourself to that particular place. Now, you may not have the exact same experience, because the experience you had was unique. Every moment is new and every moment is unique. So you may not be able to have the same experience, but you can at least magnetize yourself to that same place to figure out why you was magnetized to that place in the first place, and to get deeper insight into why am I drawn to this place? What is the purpose? You know what I mean? So this, but I'll speak about dreams in another video, because that's a whole topic in and of itself. It's a whole topic in and of itself. I done been having inception and all that. I done been 2-3 levels deep in dreams. Shit is crazy. Like, I will wake up from a dream and know that I woke up from a dream and know that I'm still asleep, but I'm still in a like the movie Inception. That's the best example I can give. It's like the movie Inception. I'll be 2-3 levels deep in the dream. I have one dream, then wake up to where my body is actually dreaming. Like my body will literally be somewhere and I wake up, but I'm still aware that I'm asleep. I'm like, yo, I just woke up. Like my body is right here. Let's just say I went to sleep in this area. I'll be two levels deep. So I'm in the second level of a dream, having a dream. I wake up, so I wake up in this same location. But I'm still aware that I'm still dreaming, but I'm in this actual location. So now that's an astral projection. For those who want to know the difference between the astral projection and a lucid dream. So I went from a lucid dream to an astral projection. So you can do that. You can go from a lucid dream to an astral projection because they are not the same. So I went from a lucid dream to an astral projection to the point where I can like, yo, I can see my body. I'm like, I'm right there, but I'm right here too. I'm right there and I'm right here. Astral projection. So, you know what I mean, motherfucker, I've been experiencing some exception type shit. You know what I mean? So that's what dreams is a whole nother topic in and of itself. So, but just to give y'all some insight into what's possible. When you amass energy, you can go deeper into your dreams. When you have enough energy, most people don't have enough energy. That's why 20 minutes before you go to sleep, practice dragon breath, practice meditation, so that the whole purpose is to amass energy so that you can maintain your consciousness to the point where you don't even lose consciousness when you go to sleep. You actually don't even go to sleep, where you go from meditation and you can project yourself into another realm without having to lose consciousness. But you can only do that when you amass enough energy. So the more energy you have, the better your memory, the more vivid the dream, the more details you're going to be able to recall, and the more you're going to be able to do and navigate in the dream. All these things require energy. You need energy to move in a dream, to be aware, to not lose your consciousness, to actually interact with your dream. All these things require energy. So you need to amass more energy to go deeper into your dreams. You know? Were you doing the clean mantra today, or did the girl just show up on her own? It happened both. It happened when I'm doing the clean mantra and when I'm not doing it. Like, this happens on a daily basis. You know what I mean? This happens on a daily basis. I just be minding my business. I'll be in a whole different plane and just be seeing some fucking porno, just porno girls. I just call them porno girls. You know what I mean? They just come in, and I'm like, man, I can't even read a book. I can't go to a gas station, get a bag of chips. You know what I mean? I'm like, these ones, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. But to me, I feel like they exist on a certain dimension. Like, a lot of people can't see them. I don't even want to go into that. That's a whole nother science. But I'll say it, but I'm not gonna go in depth. A lot of women can't be seen because they exist in a higher realm. So all these so-called bad bitches that everybody want, a lot of people don't see them because they're not on that wave. It's like you have to be on a certain wave to even perceive bad bitches because they exist on a higher level. So if you're not on the wave, you can't even perceive them. They literally be invisible to you. The same thing with men. You have men of value, and you can't even see them. Like, you could say like a millionaires. You know what I mean? You may not even see millionaires. Or you may not even know that they're a millionaire until you're vibing on that wave. When you're on that wave, then you're in tune. And I know this for a fact, you know what I mean? I talked about it. I talked about it on my YouTube community post on the Facebook. Like, I met a millionaire, you know what I mean? Just on the cool type shit, you know what I mean? Smoking weed and all that. It's getting kind of dark now. I'm not going to be on here too long. Even though I always say that, I've been on here 2 hours, right? I said, I'm not going to be on here long. I've been on here 2 fucking hours. But that's when the spirit just flows. The spirit is like, yo, say this, 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 say this. But let us continue. Do I believe everything happens for a reason? It depends on how you look at it. Like, for example, most people believe in karma, right? Most people believe in karma. So like, all right, if I do something bad to somebody, then something bad is gonna happen to me. So that's why I got fucked up, or that's why shit didn't go the way I thought it was going, because I have to deal with some type of karma. But it really don't work that way. So I would say things happen based on your energy level, more so than a reason. It's all about your energy level. So it depends on what level you're vibing on. That determines the reality that you perceive. As I was just saying, like, you can't even perceive certain people if you're not on that wave. You're not even going to see them, because you're not going to be in the places that they be. You're not going to be where they are. You got to be on a certain way to even perceive certain people. Just like you got to be on a certain wave to perceive higher dimensional beings. You got to be on a certain wave to even be able to perceive anything extraterrestrial. You got to be on a certain wave. So if you're not on that wave, you're not even going to see it. You know what I mean? So I would say that everything happens based on your energy level. Your power level has to be over 9,000 if you're trying to have, Goku-like experiences. That's why I bring up Dragon Ball Z. If you look up, but y'all should already be familiar with that. If you're not familiar with that, then I don't know what you've been doing to life. You never seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z. You either just didn't watch cartoons, or you just didn't understand it. But there's a lot of metaphysical and occult information in, Dragon Ball Z. But if we look at Dragon Ball Z, if we look at the fighters like the Gokus, the Krillins, the Vegetas, the Gohans, the Gotens, the Trunks, they all existed in a realm that was opposite to the everyday people. You would see like the everyday people doing everyday shit, but then you would see the fighters. They existed in their own reality because their power level was on a different wave. So because their power level was on a different wave, they were in a whole different reality that was opposite to the normal people, the everyday working people. They wasn't even on the same wave. All right? Hold on, let me see. Let me do it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's a little better. That should be a little better. There we go. So, there we go. When you smoke, you push energy up. You push the energy to your head. When I smoke, I push the energy up till I feel my head vibrating. Works with the whole body though. All good, bro. If it works, it works. It's all about what works. If that's what works, and that's what gets your energy boiling, that's what gets your energy moving, and so be it. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Let's see. Energy and motion. But I think my question should be, how do you remove blockages? But yeah, I gotta do the work. Okay. So your definition of energy, not energy, emotions, was energy in motion. Now, you can say that's not a wrong definition. That's not incorrect. It's just incomplete. Not incorrect, but incomplete. And why do I say that? Emotions more so deal with cycles. Cycles, like moon cycles, sun cycles. That's what emotions really are. So when they say women are emotional, that's because women are in tune with the cycles of the universe. Just like the moon cycle is connected with the menstrual cycle, right? So when a woman is on her menstrual cycle, she's more emotional or more sensitive to the vibrations and the frequencies that are all around us, or the cycles. So emotions just means being in tune with the cycles of the cosmos. So for most women, it's the moon. They're in tune with the moon energy. But it goes way beyond the moon, just to let you know. But to keep it basic, emotions, to be emotional is just to be in tune with the cycles, to be in tune with time as we know it, as we perceive it. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that as women, it's like women were created to be in tune with the cycles. That's why they represent time. Women represent time. So women were created to be in tune with the cycles. That's why it's hard for them to turn their emotions off, because it's like that's like going against their nature. You know what I mean? Because they were created to be in tune with time, which serves a metaphysical and a spiritual purpose as well. But like I said, with men, because we were not created to be in tune with the cycles specifically, we were more so created to be in tune with the extraterrestrial, with the constellations, to be in tune with the word of God. That's why we're able to do what we do. And that's why women are able to master this plane. You know, so that's what that is. That's just to keep it basic without going too deep. It's the basics. Society is trying to suppress masculine energy. You may be on to something, that it is making higher vibrational women unseen to many men and hated by other women. Absolutely. That's why I did this video. I understand exactly what you're talking about. That's why I felt the need to bring the balance. So again, a lot of people don't bring the balance because they be bashing women. You know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck women, they on that bullshit. But I tried to be civil, as I possibly could. Because again, it's not about hating the players. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't be mad at women for doing women shit. Don't be mad at men for doing men shit. Just understand why it is that certain things happen. And yes, the masculine energy is being suppressed. That's why I said earlier, most men don't know the game. They just don't know it. You know what I mean? You literally had to go through some shit to know this game. That's the only reason I know it. I had to go through hell to even know it. I didn't know it, like I didn't grow up knowing it. I had to learn it. I had to gain experience to develop an understanding of it from a spiritual level as well as a physical level, extraterrestrial level as well as a terrestrial level. And I know it enough to not have to degrade women. You know what I mean? See, a lot of people try to bring the balance, but they want to degrade women. And I don't have to do that. I don't have to put women down to uplift the man. I'm like, yo, this is the purpose you serve. This is the purpose that they serve. And it all is in balance with the universe. This is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it is. It's not for women to change. It's not for men to change. It's just like, yo, know who you are and know your place in the universe and act accordingly. That's all it is. Don't be mad at the women for being porno chicks. Or don't be mad at men for not knowing the game. Just make sure that you know the game. Don't try to change the world. Change yourself. You know what I mean? Simple shit. But it can get very complex. All right. Is studying astrology and our signs essential to knowing ourselves at the deepest level? Yes. See, this is the thing. When most people study astrology, they just study the zodiac and they just study the planets. They don't really study the constellations. So when most people think about the zodiac, they think about the 12 or the 13 zodiac signs. And they think about the planets, the sun, moon, Mercury, Mars, Neptune, Venus, Jupiter, so on and so forth. They're not studying the constellations. They don't know about Canis Major. They don't know about Canis Minor. They don't know about Sirius. They don't know about Orion. They don't know about Betelgeuse. You know what I mean? They don't know about the stars, the real stars. So if you want to study astrology, study the real stars. Go beyond the planets and the zodiac. Study the real stars. So yes, astrology is essential to knowing yourself, but you must study it in whole. Don't just study what everybody else is talking about. Everybody doing these astrology readings and all this stuff, trying to give you information. No, study the constellations. But that's why it's a man thing, you know what I mean? That's why it's a man thing, because this is a little bit complex, you know. It may go over women's heads. Not that they are unable to do it, but they just, you know what I mean? Most women are not studying the constellations because that's just not their territory. So as a man, That's your field. That's what you should be doing as a man. Not that women can't do it, because they can. But that's, you know what I mean? That's how you get in tune with the word of God. You know what I mean? And you can teach it to a woman. You can teach it to women because you're in tune. So it's not that they can't know. You can just like I'm speaking to men and women. They can know. This ain't just about just for men or just for women. This is for everybody who wish to know. You know what I mean? So earlier it sounded like you had a P partner teaching you the game. Well, I have. You know what I mean? I learned the game. You know what I mean? I learned the spirituality and I learned the streets. That's why I broke it down. You know what I mean? I had to learn both. I had to learn the dynamics and the politics of the streets, as well as the dynamics and the politics of the spirit realm. Because I don't put one over the other, because they all are essential. Because you're like, yo, it don't matter if you love or hate pimps. You can't deny their power. You can't deny their power. You love them or hate them, you can't deny their power. Love or hate the pastor, you can't deny his power. They have a strong influence over people. You can't deny the power. You may not agree with the tactics, but you can't argue the power. And that's all I'm concerned about. I'm like, yo, that's power. I want to study power. So study power, study powerful people and how they amass their power. That's what I was concerned with, so it don't matter. Let me see. Any books you would recommend on astrology, or do you just mainly research online? It's so many books on astrology. I don't think it ain't about a specific book. Just any book that has the constellations. Study an astrology book that has all the stars that go beyond the planets and go beyond the zodiac. So you may just need to study cosmology and astronomy. There you go. So don't just stop at astrology. Study cosmology and astronomy. You got to study all that to get a whole picture, a holistic picture of what we're really dealing with. So astrology, cosmology, astronomy. You know what I mean? So there you go. So I think I answered all the questions. So we'll be on here 3 more minutes. So y'all got any questions? We'll make it 2 hours, 30 minutes. We'll cap it off 2 hours, 30 minutes. And we'll get up out of here. You know what I mean? I know y'all got other shit to do. But you know what I mean? I'll fuck around and be on here a whole day. You know what I mean? Do I know anything in, what is this? Oh, you talking about Vedic astrology now. Yeah, I'm definitely in tune with the Vedic astrology. You know what I mean? I know what you're talking about. But you know, because in Vedic astrology, see, in Western astrology they have 12 houses. In Vedic astrology they have 27 houses. So just to give y'all perspective of the differences. So Western astrology is simplified. Vedic astrology is way more complex and way more in-depth. You know, for those who may be wondering. So you start off with Western astrology as a foundation. Then you start studying Vedic astrology so that when things start getting way more complex, you can at least have a foundation of where they're trying to get at. You know what I mean? Because again, 12 houses versus 27 houses is a big deal. Why? Because they're dealing with more constellations, whereas the Western astrology is only dealing with the 12 constellations of the zodiac. Vedic astrology is dealing with the 27 houses, which is just more stars. They deal with more stars, so they can go more in depth. So that's the whole purpose. So you start off with Western astrology, but then you go into Vedic astrology so that you can deal with more stars. You know, if that's your forte. You know. So hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, you know what I mean? So I just taught y'all about spirituality, metaphysics, taught you about the streets, the dynamics, the politics. You know what I mean? We didn't went full spectrum in this. We didn't went full spectrum. But I'm just letting y'all know. Like I said, I've been out here. So your mind works like this. That's why I'm able to speak a lot more in depth than I usually speak, because I'm really out here. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing a lot more. I'm doing a lot more. You know what I mean? I'm just in tune with a whole nother frequency, as opposed to me just being in the house all day. You know what I mean? So I'm no longer just in the house all day just researching off the computer. Like, I'm mostly outside. I'm outside most of the time. You know what I mean? Conducting these experiences. You know what I mean? Just putting it to work. You know what I mean? You gotta see your own power in real time. You gotta see your own power in real time. You know what I mean? You don't want to limit yourself. You know what I mean? So I'm just doing the opposite of what I was doing before. So instead of being in the houses depending on the internet, now I'm in real time in real life. You know what I mean? Conducting these experiences, seeing what's going on for real, for real. So that's why I can speak to y'all more about actual experience. So that's why every now and then y'all see me, you know what I mean? Every now and then I take these hiatus and I go live real life. Do I have Instagram? Yeah, my Instagram is Lord Asar. Lordasar. Lordasar. Lord Asar, Instagram. Do I believe that the stars can predict your spiritual growth? Absolutely. That's what your natal chart is for. Your natal chart can predict your potential. So for all those, one last time, for all those who have not got a natal chart done, hit up my email, asha@asharenew.com, get your natal chart done, and we can go into your potentials and seeing what's really going on beyond the surface. You know, for all those who want to know their potential. Like I said, now it's getting dark. You can barely see my face now. So we're going to get up out of here. Hopefully y'all learned something. I know you had to learn something, even if you don't agree with it. But you know what I mean? I feel like I did justice, you know what I mean? It was no disrespect to the women, no disrespect to the men. Just here to provide balance for those who may have not understood. You know what I mean? So I'm just speaking from the streets all the way to the cosmos. So I get at y'all next time. You know what I mean? I'm going to have another mouthful. So we out this bitch, you know what I mean? Much shout out to everybody that's putting in that work on a daily basis. Amass energy. Get deep into your meditation